Hello, and a very warm welcome from my side. My name is Andreas Heiden. I work for the DFL, which is the governing body of the Bundesliga, Germany's first and second division in professional football. You may call it soccer. I'm going to call it football. Today, I want to share with you our experience utilizing the AWS cloud services and machine learning capabilities. We joined forces to delight fans with new insights into the game. Sport has always been the sandbox for innovation. May it be athletes questioning the way how a game has been played, like Mr. Fosbury, who invented the Fosbury flop in revolutionizing high jumping. May it be the way how success is measured with the electronic stopwatch and other possibilities to measure distance and speed. May it be the way how broadcasting is done and television is done, coming from the age of black and white, moving to color television, and then to HD and to the world that we know right now with OTT and all new ways to see sports. And in sports, technology is always an enabler for new opportunities. For us, technology is a possibility to drive customers' value and customer satisfaction. We defined our unique glass-to-glass strategy, which we start with the glass of the camera lens, which is recording in the stadium, and ends with the glass of the iPhone or the mobile phone or the TV set. Let me take you through that value chain. On the left-hand side, you can see the action is happening in the stadium. Our clubs are responsible for operating the game and making sure that we have the best possible match to be recorded. Our two main inputs in the stadium are the video feed, which is recorded by our daughter company Sportcast, and the data feed, which is created by our daughter company Sporttech Solution. We actively decided 12 years ago and to insource the video production, and 5 years ago to insource the data production, because we truly believe that by owning the ingredients of a media product, you can create a great media product. On top of that, we have our in-house capabilities where we create our own international TV feed and national TV feed, and our unique way to distribute our product. To the last glass of our glass-to-glass strategy, which is the mobile phone or the TV set, where to our direct customers, which is the broadcaster, and our indirect customers, which are the fans watching the feeds of the broadcaster, are our main objective to satisfy them. Throughout the whole value chain, AWS is providing various cloud services, empowering it and making it more reliable and cost effective. I'm going to point out the data part in this presentation first. Let me tell you how the data is created in the stadium. Our 36 clubs from the Bundesliga are operating the games in dedicated large stadiums. In those stadiums, we have up to 24 calibrated cameras capturing the action on the pitch and creating this into a constant data stream. Football is a highly complex game of 22 individuals and one ball. So it is important for us to create data points where we track 25 times per second the position of each single player within the equation, may it be players and may it be the ball. So how do we now create insights based on these inputs? The base layer is our footage, our video footage. So we recorded over 10,000 historical football matches, and we have an archive of over 150,000 hours of recorded football action. This is the largest football archive in the world, and one project that we're doing together with AWS is turning this archive into a real archive by creating metadata based on machine learning models. On top of that, we have 3.6 million data points each match recorded, which at the end of a season result in 1 billion data points. And one could say, well, we're drowning in data and looking for insights, and this is what we're doing. So together with AWS, next to the standard reportings like ball possession or what was the score, we create the Bundesliga match facts, which are very, very unique, and no other football league in the world can provide this kind of deep level explaining our beautiful game to our 1 billion football fans on a new level. Talking about the fans, every innovation that we are doing and any innovation that AWS is doing starts with a customer insight. For us, collecting quantitative data, qualitative data, and real customer feedback telling us what they would like to see and explore is in everything that we do in the core of it. We apply the working backwards principle in all joint projects where we focused on innovating for the customer. We went on a journey in January 2018 where we did our first trials with AWS, and we announced last January our partnership where we really joined forces to create a new experience for our fans around football broadcasting. In these over 15 months that we worked together in the corporation, we were able to execute fast, to accelerate our innovation pipeline, to variabilize cost, and push the boundaries what was possible before, utilizing the cloud infrastructure and the machine learning capabilities. Let me take you on a journey how we create the Bundesliga match facts and what does it mean for the fan. Football is a low-scoring game. It is action-packed and thrilling, but many games end in a 1-0, 2-1 or something like this. So you can win a goal, or you can win a game with a very little amount of goals. So each goal can be very, very decisive. Here you see the Bundesliga match facts goal probability. The customer insight we got was, I want to know, compared to all other shots that have been scored, how probable was it that this ball would land in the goal and would score a goal? So together with AWS, we analyzed over 40,000 shots on goal to come up with the individual probability of a goal. So you see here a beautiful goal out of a quite improbable situation, chipping over players in a very steep angle towards the goal. You see in the top left corner, 6% was the average goal probability. So how were we able to generate this probability from the stadium within seconds into the broadcast? Well, first of all, we have to ask ourselves, what are factors influencing if you score a goal or not? First of all, how many defenders are in line? In this case, 2. Not so much, but having one directly in front of you can be quite challenging. The second would be, what is the angle to the goal? And the angle to the goal is very decisive because it limits your possibilities what to do. The next thing would be, what is the goalkeeper's distance from the goal, because it shortens the angle and even reduces more your probability of scoring a goal. Then the distance, how far are you away? Is the player standing or running? And what is the assumed pressure towards hitting the ball? Taking this into consideration, we came up with 6.41%. And to give you a reference point, if you have a penalty shot, which means you're standing on a defined point in front of a goal and the goalkeeper has to stay on the line, the probability is 75%. So only 1 out of 4 is kept by the keeper, and 3 out of 4 are able to be scored. So having a probability of 6.41% enables you to tell a very different story. Imagine, I talked about the low scoring game. Imagine you are at a game and it is the 5-0. Coming back from a 5-0 is really, really hard. But editorially, you want to say something, you need to tell a story why, even though it was a non-game decising goal, because it was a 6-0, why this goal was so special. And giving our editors, and commentators, a tool at hand to be able to tell more about a goal than just it was scored, is something that we get now as a customer feedback, being live nearly a year with this solution in the broadcast. We get very, very positive feedback that it helps them to understand it even more. We have now 5 Bundesliga match facts rolled out. I think in speed of execution and quality, this one really stands out. So how are we able to execute it? Our 3 steps that we go through are: step 1, you need the data. You need data from a live data feed, which creates the input, and you need historical data, and I'm going to come to that in a second. Everything, all the data is loaded within a Fargate container, where this data is then processed against Amazon SageMaker, where we have the trained machine learning model, and played out through a serverless infrastructure to our 3 main output. First, the Bundesliga app, which has, based on the AWS notification system, the fastest push notifications, even sometimes faster than the broadcast. We provided to our broadcasters, which are our national and international broadcasters. The Bundesliga is broadcasted in over 200 countries and regions all around the world. And for sure, all outcome out of this model are also fed into our archive, and each time our archive grows, our machine learning models get better. Let me take you a little bit more deeper into the technology. I talked about the 2 data streams. First, you see the match day live data input, and down below you see the historical data. We started with the historical data, utilizing AWS Glue, stored the data, and then trained with the help of the Amazon SageMaker capabilities to find the right machine learning model and train the model and be able to create the desired output. Then it's all about speed. So for us to deliver it in like 500 milliseconds for the whole process, you need a very, very fast, as I talked before, the Fargate, the AWS Fargate. You need a serverless infrastructure which is scalable. It can be that hundreds of thousands of people at the same time want to see the data, so it has to go in near real time to the desired outputs. And again, a feedback loop is created, and with all additional matches, we're going to retrain the model, and the model is going to get better and better and better. This capability has no football league in the world. You may know it from in the US markets from somebody like NFL, who is also a partner for AWS. And we are very happy that AWS has the capabilities of being in cooperation with other sport brands, because it helps us that AWS understands us and we are able to create faster and better solutions. Looking into the future, where are we heading? Our golden triangle of innovation is augmented reality, AR, virtual reality, and 5G. So when we think about media consumption of the future, we have on the one hand side an enriched broadcasting product. So are there new ways to tell the story in a broadcasting product with AI-powered pre-production? You want to have a cut down of all Japanese players who scored a goal in the last 20 years. This is something in future with our smart media archive. It's going to be a push of a button, and you will have a very nice pre-produced broadcasting product that then creative people can work and do their magic all around it. At the moment, we have 6 different satellites who do a central play out all around the world. Could I imagine a world where we're going to have 1 million personalized football experiences? for sure. And with the cloud capabilities of AWS, I see this as a very valuable opportunity. Secondly, we truly believe that there is much more told to our game than we do right now. We have a vast amount of data, and we want to continually, based on customer feedback, enrich the media product with data insights with the Bundesliga Match Facts, based on the customer input of our media partners, our licensees, TV and OTT offerings around the world, but also directly from our fans for a more personalized experience, maybe on your favorite players, maybe on your favorite club, maybe on your favorite nationalities of players, maybe compared to your most favorite historic players. So there's lots of value to be created towards our customers to really make their experience more pleasurable. And the last point is for us, the automation of event production and of data collection. If one day I can train a machine learning model to go through the vast archive of 150,000 hours and be able to recognize every face you see on a screen of professional players and referees, understand every voice that is spoken, learn which stadium it is, maybe read the expression of players, whether they are hopeful or frustrated, and being able to create products like not just goal probability, maybe goal similarity. This goal in this exact way has been shot in the 70s, and here is the media footage. How amazing would that be? So for us, automation of event production, combining data with cameras, for example, follow your most favorite player, and you have one camera based on game data, steering that camera. Maybe these are value-added services that customers will like. So these are all trials we are right now and that we are focusing to. We believe together with our cooperation with AWS, we have a very, very bright future. And we believe that we are just scratching the surface how sports broadcasting is to be done in a new way. Thank you very much from my side for your attention. Have a great summit and all the best to you. Thank you.